Okay, let's get back to Ymir.
Where do you want to go? Full speed ahead!
Oh, whoops. Ah. Ugh. But yeah, you know how I said we're gonna do main story progress tonight? Oops. About that. We were spending all this time on cryptids and side quests and getting the Trista students back. We still haven't touched the main quest yet. Okay, wait. What was the other thing that I wanted to do? Hold on. Now that we did that... Wait, I'm losing my train of thought. What else did I want to do before we proceed? Oh god, okay, my memory's going here. Oh yeah, blue chest. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, let's go get to the blue chest. So there's, to my knowledge, only two at this point. Or two more at this point. Guerrilla Byroad and the North Croissant Highway.
Let's ride.
Roger!
It's silly that Laura's worried about her weight, right? After all, it doesn't look like she's even put on the gram. Oh, yeah. So what was it? Laura, Machias, Gaius, and Sarah. So, Laura, Machias, Gaius, Sarah. Yeah, I knew we were forgetting something. Angel. You only have like water spells here. Should be able to check who I need in the student handbook when I interact with them. I mean, it also says it like right there at the chest too, so I can freely switch out on the field, so shouldn't be too bad. Judgment Bolt, sure. Actually, oh, well, I right-clicked. Judgment Bolt. And might as well just slap on attack too. Gonna need Brave here. I guess Force on Gaius. Thor. Yep. Okay, let's go.
Winds, give us your blessing.
Whoa!
Leave this to me.
Whoa! Look at, it's a palm party here. Actual palm party.
Huh.
The dastardly fluff that grew larger as a result of an anomaly. Steals the CP and EP of all who see it. Oh, actually the health isn't that much. Oh, there's a chance it drops like Vanish 2 or Saintly Force R? Oh, how would we get Vanish 2? That's like the rarer one.
Leave it to me.
I mean, honestly, might as well.
Oh, winds, howl with rage.
Okay, yeah, this looks sick.
Wind Cyclone!
Okay,
the story you're talking about, Natty?
Let's see if we can live through this.
Brother. Yeah, something made. Only thing he did is reply to the artist post.
Okay, we're burning daylight.
Huh. Oh, they dropped one each. Nice.
Yes!
So overcame the trial. Laura, Machias, Gaius, and Sarah can now use Overdrive when link with one another. Their bonds with each other strengthen. Oh, that Link XP. You know, I still wish that you can still interact with the chest to see what the joke message was, even if you're done with it, because some people would just go straight into a trial chest, well, without probably knowing. Actually, would they know? No. They would need to interact with it first. You know, hope I'm doing great. Oh yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with Trails, Cold Steel 2 tonight. Like, even though we've made 0 main story progress this entire stream. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun having been in gacha mode for like the past little over a week now at this point with the Fate Grand Order event I was doing earlier and reading the Granblue event. Speaking of the Granblue event I read the other day, one of the best story events of the year for me. Like, it's kind of a recurring thing within this particular event series in Granblue, but it's like, at this point it's kind of like, how are they gonna keep one-upping, like, what new character would get, like, or what was it? How are they gonna one-up the previous character that they introduced with, like, more trauma? Because, oh boy, this event series is, like, it starts off lighthearted to introduce you to the character, get a feel for the personality, then for the second act, then it's like, okay, here's all their past trauma, and how much they suffered up until now. I'm like, oh. And it's really fucked up. It's really fucked up, like, holy shit. And I'm pretty sure since no one here plays, or really plays Granblue, or maybe even cares about the event story, if I can sum it up with what happened with this Granblue story. So basically, you have a new character that gets introduced, and like, basically kind of like butts into like the Grand Cipher, you know, out of nowhere. It's like, oh, who the hell are you, right? And it's like, oh, one of the other families of the okay, I kind of forget, but like one of the other major families in this particular event series, because there's like 9 total families who used to worship Ninetales or QB. And basically, once they basically sealed away QB for being very sadistic, manipulative piece of crap who just want everyone to dance for entertainment and what powers and stuff. And basically, this girl comes in, and she's all like super cheery and everything, and then she drops the bombshell of like, oh, or not like a bombshell, but it's like, hey, so can you show me what love's like? Because she's like, sheltered girl, doesn't know anything about societal manners and etiquette. I was like, okay. And then, what was it? As you go through the event, you kind of see like, oh, okay, like, she really doesn't know what how to interact with people, but the interactions are funny and, you know, funny and wholesome as they try to like teach her about all this stuff. And then eventually, as you go through the event and like learn about the different kinds of love, from like romantic love, familial love, like the love a parent has for their like children and all that. But when it gets to that part for a parent to child, there's something wrong. It's like, what's it like for a father to love their child? It's like, what? It's like, didn't you have like a loving parents too with how you brought up? It's like, you said your dad used to tell you stories all the time. And then she started having a mental breakdown, and I'm like, wait, something's not right here. And in the background of all this, there's a monster literally called the Freak of Nature that gets like a thrill off of figuring out like various human emotions and torturing whole sets of people. In this case, couples or childhood friends. They get tortured too, bloodied up and everything. And you kind of, what was it? As you keep seeing these scenes, you come up to the big bad, or who you think is the big bad, because the moment that I forgot to introduce her name. The new character's name is Sui. So then, when you meet Sui's dad, after learning all of this, you kind of think, oh, wait, so he's probably the mastermind behind all of this. About that, he's actually not. They like part of me in the back of my mind was like, they're not gonna go through with this twist, right? They actually did. So in the background, whenever you saw the freak of nature torturing and killing people, it was actually Sui, the girl who's been asking about what love is and everything and all that stuff. She was the one. But wait, there's yet another twist to it.
Leave it to me.
So then, wait, I was supposed to go by the by road, right? Oh, whatever.
Let's ride.
Roger.
But then basically, at first it looked like her father, before the reveal, was like going to torture her, kill her, and like do all this like heinous stuff. No, there's a reason for that. So, the real Sui as we know it died before even the event started. Died because of like natural illness at a young age, before she could even, bedridden for most of her life, not even able to explore the outside world, as her dad regaled her with countless stories of the outside world. Also, I forgot about, I'm so stupid, I got preoccupied. Where was the other trial? Oh no, the other trial chest was the down in the North Crescent Highway, right?
Where do you want to go? Full speed ahead.
But yeah,
let's ride.
Roger.
So the real Sui died early, and all that, and then her father, like, grieving and mourning over his daughter's like unfortunate premature death and everything, he gouged out his own eyes because he can't bear to look at the world with his one and only treasure gone, and his wife's gone too. And then the freak of nature comes up, sadistically taking the form of his deceased daughter. However, the two strike up a conversation. And then, out of... keep in mind, the... she's down there, yeah. The freak of nature, like, is a very curious being. Malicious and sadistic, but curious. And it's also a being that spans across the entire sky realm. It has, like, multiple parts to it, like a hive mind. So it splits one part of... So the fake Sui that we see is but one aspect of it. Wait, Eustace and Milliam, okay. Actually, wait, what's the joke here? Hold on. But yeah, so then the fake and the father talk. And then they strike a deal, going, hey, like, if you want to go learn about love so much, I can tell you countless stories about various travelers, and then eventually leads to him telling the fake Sui about your main character and your crew and the various adventures you go on and all the emotions they experience. So he directs the fake to you and your crew, and the fake Sui, after being taught how to imitate his real daughter, is like, no, you're not gonna imitate my real daughter by being a maniacal, laughing piece of crap. Let me teach you how to actually act like my daughter. So he actually did that.
Okay.
Sent that fake to our crew, and then had that fake learn about what love was. And at first it was just a simple request to then fulfill its desire to learn and then torture other people. But then it actually learned what genuine love and affection was, or at least had a desire to feel genuine love and affection and not like torture people. And is actually feeling more and more remorseful for its actions and the rest of the hive mind's actions, essentially. So then comes the final act, where it wanted to break away from the rest of the hive mind as its own individual self. Basically, it almost freaking died. And so this whole entire plot, because eventually we defeat the other aspects of the freak of nature in the end. So then, the father went through this long, convoluted plan for revenge to teach the fake about genuine love and affection and like basic human emotion, essentially, and wanted it to feel guilty, remorseful, like on the verge, if not like wanting to commit suicide over its actions. That's how much he wanted that fake to suffer. To teach that fake actual human emotions and have it relive relive its life in his deceased daughter's like physical form and memories told by his stories of her. And now, having basically learned everything it can, it basically wanted to commit suicide at that point. And I'm just like, bro, how much are you gonna make like this thing suffer? There's so many different families suffering in this freaking event story. I'm like, what the fuck? It's crazy. Like a long conceived, convoluted plot of revenge with nothing but, with the only weapon of teaching it, like, a moral code. Basically, is like, see what you've done. And yeah, and obviously through our abilities as the main character and with all the related event characters who knew nothing better at the time, was showing the fake Sui like nothing but genuine care, worry, concern, fun, everything. And oh boy, it just made everything feel so much more tragic. But unfortunately, as with how Granblue events usually do it, I mean, some people might not like it, but the fake Sui actually gets a happy ending.
Okay.
Despite trying to, actually, there's like some other things that went into like the ending. But basically, we thought the fake Sui was gone forever, but actually was lost in a different island entirely after the events of the ending, and basically reunited. There's like a lot of other details I can go into, but yeah, she's actually back. But now we have, oh yeah, wait, I actually forgot like one of the other important things about describing the freak of nature. So it's called a freak of nature. It's like this crazy, like eldritch abomination looking thing. So you have like some eldritch abomination monster with like mouths on like different parts of its body and like weird little tentacle things and everything. It's like slime-esque in a way as well. So we now have welcomed like an eldritch abomination thing taking the form of father's now deceased daughter into our crew. But we're still friends now. We're genuine friends now. So I'm like, at the end of it all, yeah, like that story kind of fucked me up. Because again, when that plot twist came up, and again, if anyone actually did play Granblue, I'm sorry for spoiling that event story, but in most of my encounters with people who do play Granblue, a good majority of them like don't give a shit about the story. And I would assume anyone who watches me, like, maybe only like 1 out of like 100 of you who are, if there's even 100 out there, like would even play Granblue, much less care about the story. So that's why I don't feel too bad about spoiling that entire event. But Granblue has good writing when the writers actually do make it good. The problem is it has high highs and low lows. Although this year there's actually a surprising amount of good events this year. I think I've counted on the Granblue stream like a couple days ago. Like there's about roughly okay, Millie, we can stop that. There's roughly 8 events that I've had a lot of fun with. Either some felt like average, I was like, oh, that was a good time, you know, kind of like when you go see like a summer like blockbuster movie and just like there to have fun and a good time. Yeah, there's like a good amount of events that were just there for like a good time and just like it's like, oh, okay, that's a pretty like alright read. You know, I got some like cool like some like interesting characters, some decent action and writing, and then some of the other events are like, oh my god, this is like some really like heart-wrenching writing or like some like really cool stuff that goes like more in depth into like whatever lore and everything. But then you have some of the stinkers, which was unfortunately one of them was the 8th anniversary event of Granblue, and you would think with an anniversary event story they would pull out all the stops. Unfortunately, like Cygames' writers have been kind of dropping the ball with some of the anniversary events, because the 6th anniversary and the 8th anniversary, I don't remember about the 7th at this point, although I think it was decent. But again, I can't remember the details off the top of my head. Yeah, 6th and 8th anniversary event, the writing was pretty bad. Because with the 8th anniversary, like, it was a 3-part event, right? That's how big this deal was. It was an event story for the 8th anniversary Granblue that took over the span of 3 weeks to a month, I believe. And it revealed each part of the story, parts 1, 2, and 3, like, on different weeks. So part 1 was genuinely interesting. I'm like, oh my god, what are they gonna set up here? And then parts 2 and 3, they just kind of went fuck all for story direction. And worst of all, they left, like, because the event was also an extra character or extra level uncap for Zoe in the 8th anniversary event. You have a Fate episode relating to the level uncap. And it basically gave you more character development and information pertaining to the event in Zoe's uncap episode, when it should have been in the event in the first place. Like, what the heck? And even then it wouldn't have salvaged the rest of the event, but it's like, hello? Anyways, let's just get back to this trial chest. I just want to get all that off my chest. Milliam is doing her best to get Eustace and Marcus to come play with her, but sadly her efforts thus far have been useless. I remember that before. Okay. But yeah, like, when Granblue falls flat, it kind of falls flat. But when it doesn't, like with the previous story. Also, if anyone's genuinely curious to read up on it, because I'm pretty sure people have uploaded it to YouTube, even though I don't really upload too much in the way of gacha VODs or anything like that. In hindsight, I really wish I did upload my story playthroughs of the FGO chapters, because there's like a lot of cool stuff there. But oh well, I'll do it for the next major Lost Belt chapter. Not really for the event ones, because unfortunately with how the event stories usually go in FGO at this point, they're always time gated, so I can't go through a chunk unless I wait out the event. But then, because of how much I want to conserve my AP or my my gold apples as well for stamina refills, I always want to do it day to day, which then I would keep uploading like maybe like 30-minute to like 2-hour parts, which sizable enough, but I'd rather just have like that one big chunk, or at least like that reliable one big chunk to export and potentially chop up or divide up via timestamps or whatever, to like make it easier to kind of look at. But then if I had to like keep going at it with the event day to day and then export day to day, I'm just like, oh come on, you know. So that's why I don't really export the FGO stuff, even though there's like a lot of cool stuff, and also with Granblue as well. Again, a lot of hindsight stuff, but I think it's like, I guess like there's a whole attitude of, you know, better late than never, but there's just some gacha formats that is a little bit awkward to kind of export VOD wise, unless I download my VODs and export it and kind of like do like a supercut of sorts. Kind of like cut away too many excessive tangents, show the cutscenes and some battles here and there for some action. But then that's asking for a lot of effort from me, who has not as much time considering how much I want to stream every night, and also considering everything else I want to do in my day. That and my upload speed sucks. So I can't exactly reliably upload or manually upload reliably.
Let's go, Lemmy!
So anyways,
My turn.
Wait, did you just push the Godlina Ceres? A Godlina? Oh my god. Okay. Oh man, but you start off with... Man, you start with 0 arts, but I want to scan. Because like, other ones I don't have to scan, right? Yeah. A giant, almost divine boar, as truly deadly as it is big. Fortuna R. Meh. Alright. But yeah, I'm not sure exactly when the next Lost Belt for FGO will be released. Is it gonna be next year? Or is it gonna be sometime in December? I don't remember the FGO schedule from JP to NA. Actually, no, it'll probably be next year, right?
Don't mess with us!
But yeah, like, actually, wasn't this like the time for FGO where like there's like huge downtime between the next Lost Belt and stuff? I don't remember. You know, it'd be funny if like Milliam and Uses didn't get as much Link XP with each other. Well, it's because like Uses just doesn't want to bother with anything fucking Milliam does. Okay. So we got all that done. Let's go fight the Abyss Worm.
Where do you want to go?
So the Abyss Worm was in Gorelia.
Leave it to me!
Oh, duh. Forgot to recover my CP.
Where do you want to go? Full speed ahead!
But yeah, like, all the gacha stuff aside, should be ready to keep doing more Trails of Cold Steel 2 and Soul Hackers 2. Although, again, as a reminder for Soul Hackers 2 related stuff, I still have yet to touch the game since I last played. Because I was focusing a whole lot on Trails grinding with spamming the crap out of getting tier 3 accessories here. I mean, it's well worth the investment, but the time? Or it's like, it's well worth the results I'm getting. But the time investment, I mean, look at my playtime. Oh, I'm gonna have fun in Cold Steel 3 and 4, which are much longer than Cold Steel 2, from sources I've heard. A little friend of mine telling me, I'm like, oh boy. Oh boy.
Where do you want to go? Leave it to me.
Let's ride.
Roger.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if anyone else within Class 7 would be able to, like, drive a vehicle of their own. It'd be cool to see, like... It'd be cool to see Elisa on her own motorcycle. That's the best part. With the pace, with my pace, I always had translated Trails games to play. Yeah! The only time I had to wait for a translation was when I was waiting on the Trails Azure Geofront translation. And about that Trails from Zero replay. Obviously I want to finish Cold Steel first. Or all of Cold Steel first. But yeah, I'd really like to see the PC port for Trails from Zero and everything. Because, yeah, I have my save files ready because Durante actually replied to my Reddit comment. Or mostly because, like, I was, like, talking about how excited I was about being able to carry over my New Game Plus 2 save into the new version of Trails from Zero. And he was replying, like, he replied saying, like, he was pretty happy seeing, like, people who or actually let me look up his exact reply again, because yeah, like, I felt so, like, I felt so giddy when he actually replied to my comment. Let me see. Oh yeah. And let me read this. Actually, what's the term? Verbatim. So from Durante, I'm really happy to read that so many people appreciate this. It wasn't too hard to do, but it also wasn't trivial, because the save layout had changed due to the switch to 64-bit, and since we added save game compression. So yeah, like, he's like really happy that, like, people like me are out there who would greatly appreciate being able to convert over the save from Joyoland Zero to this version of Zero. But yeah, that's so cool. Again, like, bless Durante and everyone else working on, like, the good ports of the Trails games and, like, the localization and stuff. Like, oh my god. I wouldn't be spending all my time with this if it wasn't for the localization being good and really damn cheeky at times.
Right.
As well as, like, how good the PC port is with just how smooth it is. Especially with, like, being able to configure a good amount of stuff for Cold Steel so far. And although to be fair, a little caveat about the Trail stuff, you know, this is with Senpatcher. So, not entirely perfect, but I mean, but yeah, with also the people who work behind Senpatcher and stuff, bless those people. Like, there's so many things that you take for granted from Trails games that when I went to Cold Steel 1, it was so jarring. Like, when you try to turbo stuff,
Right.
it would auto skip instead of playing out the animation super fast. Which, like, I know I do skip animations here and there now, but I want to do it of my own. Like, I want to do it voluntarily and not be forced to, you know? And also, being able to alt-tab so that the game still plays when it's out of focus, when not paused. So good for, well, at least for streaming purposes. So then you just don't have, like, the game audio and video feed just like muting and pausing just like that. And there's like whatever other fixes in the Sen patcher that I don't remember off the top of my head. But oh my god. Like I am so appreciative of all this. Anyways, let's go.
Stay calm. We can get through this.
Leave it to me.
Actually, right. With this party composition, we don't have any scanners. Oh, right. Oops. Oh, wait, no. Oh, I forgot to switch out Machias for Emma. Oh, well. It's only for a monster extermination.
Let's move.
Actually, wait. How much? Oh, that's fine.
All right, let's do this.
You
All
go
right.
ahead. Yes, sir.
Emilio! It's time again. Also, yeah, because these aren't cryptids, or like cryptid bosses, the damage we're able to output is a lot higher because we're not dealing with boss defense anymore.
Come on, lady! Transform! Setting target. Selected cannon, fire! We rule!
Yeah. Yeah. This is nice.
Don't mess with us!
We may have lost being able to craft or S-craft loop with the nerfed force, but at least we have Tauros and Millium and the Phoenix Wings. So I don't mind the back and forth here.
I'm awesome!
Naturally.
Yes, great.
Success.
That should suffice.
Just getting wormed up. You son of a bitch! I just crafted 2 of them! Oh! You goddamn bastards! Oh, why couldn't this be like a Petrify 2 or something? Because at least I don't have that, I think. Oh, like why do they have to give me another poison? Oh, that's so unfortunate.
Hey there, Reen. All right, let me hear your report. I knew I could count on you.
So close to A4.
Well, I'll be looking forward to your next report.
Okay, back to the Phoenix Wings.
Where do you want to go? Full speed ahead!
I'll have to make sure I get around to exporting and timestamping this VOD tomorrow, because there's like good amount of sections I can timestamp out, and also the tangent as well. Because I'm sure some people will be appreciative of, at least on the VOD, maybe not wanting to care about my whole little tangent about Granblue earlier. Okay, that was like really rambly because it was very unorganized unorganized summary about that event. But yeah, again, Granblue events, when they're good, they're fucking good. When they're not, well, it makes you even question why you're playing the game anymore. It's a roller coaster ride of highs and lows with Granblue event story writing. It really is. But again, the characters, the writing when it's good, the music, and the gameplay to some extent. I say to some extent because if you kind of look at the current state of Granblue now, let's just say the entire game's been power crept by the release of 2 units. So then whoever is a light main in Granblue are just beasting for the foreseeable future. You have endgame bosses that are getting soloed within matter of either minutes or 2 to 6 turns because of the release of 2 Halloween units that happen to be the same element in the same banner that I sparked on, and I didn't get either of them because I wanted to go for someone else and I didn't realize how broken they were. So, oh boy, it feels bad right now. Feels so bad. Because imagine having endgame bosses that would require the coordination of you and 5 other people. And just to be trivialized solo within 6 turns. When runs would take like 30 plus. And you would have to worry about if you have enough damage to meet certain conditions and whatnot. It's like, and meanwhile, the release of 2 particular Halloween units, you just go, oh, and then you just mash your way to victory. And because like you do 99% of your damage within like the final turn, because everything else is just set up, and I'm like, are you shitting me? Oh man, Granblue power creep is one hell of a thing, man. I don't even want to think about what Light Guild Wars would be like once Light Favored Guild Wars comes up in however many months. When that comes up, I'm just not gonna give a shit. Just full auto, and then not like put in any more effort than I have to, because there's no competing against that. Especially against JP players with JP ping, with that kind of firepower. Like, they're basically playing on 5 MS when I have to refresh to skip animations on 120 MS. That adds up. No way in hell unless I move to Japan and wail as hard as they do. Oh boy. Anyways, I think that's enough, what was it? I think that's enough tangents about anything else that's not trails right now. I think I'll stop it for tonight though. It is 2 AM. I know I started the stream late tonight because I kind of, well, it's not really I overslept, but it's more like I really had to muster up the willpower to get out of bed because it's so damn cold in order for me to do the stream tonight. Also, I was contemplating whether or not I wanted to end the trail session earlier and actually play like an hour of Apex. Because I really do want to play on the new map that's out right now for the new ranked season. And I played on it like a couple times off stream with like a friend of mine, but oh boy. This new map, it's cool, but let me just sum it up as in like there's fewer points of interest for people to drop down to, but they're much larger. So Respawn wants people to drop in this roughly the same location and intentionally contest each other once they pick up the loot on their side of the area. So it all comes down to getting 50-50. Because sometimes some people think, hey, you have this huge spot that can fit 4 teams to loot. Let's drop it on someone else's side. You piece of shit. And because of either loot RNG or someone swoops like my items away from me before I can even pick up my own freaking gun and only pick up bullets, yeah, I get sent back to the lobby quite often. The times I do make it out, you fight off 1 or 2 teams, I was like, okay, we're good. We can stabilize, we can reset, heal, and then quickly take like whatever guns, ammo, and whatever we need and move on, right? Hey, here's the rest of the server piling on your same spot. Here's 4 other teams. I'm like, are you kidding me? This map is larger than the current game's largest map, and we're still having 4 to 5 teams piling in on the same location. I'm just like, how? People are literally holding W key, and in any direction they hear explosions or gunfire, they hold W and run without regard for their position for the rest of the game. Again, this is the bronze lobbies, they don't give a shit. And of course, because I'm still in bronze, I mean, I just suck. Although, more importantly, I just don't play the game as much. Because normally, even with the current rank system, you can basically just get out of bronze by just playing the game. You literally have to just survive like the first 5 teams dying, maybe getting like maybe beating out 1 team, and then you're positive. But oh boy, the amount of 50-50s you have to go through, at least like in lower level lobbies, is so annoying. I'm like, bro, can I actually get a game where I can play the game and get to like at least near end game status, so we can actually have like the end game engagements that are actually more interesting to do given the amount of like tight calls and movements you have to make and everything. But no, Joe Schmo over there is like, how do we just land on their spot? We can punch them out. And you know what happens? They beat me and my friends, but then they die immediately after because they didn't think ahead. So that especially feels bad. Oh boy, that's just Battle Royale in a nutshell. I mean, Apex more so because, oh god, that's like, because of the amount of movement you can do in that game, or how fast people can converge. Yeah, if you can't like quickly wipe out a team or find good cover, no, everyone will be on your ass faster than you can say, like faster than you can say what? Anyways, okay, that'll be it for Transfer tonight. That's enough tangents for me.